Okay. Welcome. Episode 14, Between Us. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, hopefully you liked episode 13 with Carrie.
Oh, gosh.
It was a good time.
I mean, it did well.
Yeah.
It seemed like people liked it, but yeah, I think I like the format of having a guest.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something I want to keep doing.
Yeah,
so
it's fun.
In the future, you'll see more people maybe sitting here with us. And I think it'd be fun to just have like couples and make it a party.
Yep.
So, okay, for this episode, you can expect to hear about parenting,
Okay.
anxiety, Christmas gifts, relationship issues,
Okay.
and sex.
Uh-oh. You know how that went
You know
last
how
time.
we are with that. So, we've got it all. Previous week,
Was Thanksgiving.
yeah.
We went to Arizona. Sad to be back in Utah. I like Utah, but it's winter and it makes me sad.
What are you talking about?
What
you
do you
don't like
mean?
Utah?
I love Utah. I just don't like the winter.
Oh, Lindsay. But isn't it so nice, the snow?
No, I hate it.
Okay. Yeah, Arizona was awesome. It was good fun. And we talked a little bit, I think 2 episodes ago, how I was nervous because it was my first Thanksgiving going dairy-free, but Lindsay's mom,
Pulled through.
she made it happen, and it was delicious. And oddly enough, my favorite part was the apple pie
They have dairy-free apple pie at Costco.
at Costco and dairy-free ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
That was really, really good. So, yeah, it turned out awesome. I had a great time there. So, we also started watching Squid Games.
Yes. If you haven't watched it, you need to.
Yeah. So, Squid Games was a Netflix show, and it did really well. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you live under a rock, it seemed like. But they didn't. It's not a sequel to that. It's a game show.
Yeah, like reality.
Based
TV
off
show.
of the series, right? And which I think is interesting. Mr. Beast he's a YouTuber, one of the largest, and right after the show came out, he created his own Squid Games, but it seems like Netflix went and produced their own, and I think he was wondering why they didn't just reach out to him.
Well, Netflix did produce the original
Yeah,
Squid Game, so I'm sure they were like, what's this guy doing?
they didn't want to share the cheddar.
No, so they're like, well, we can just do our own because they already made the original.
Yeah, it's cool. Like Lindsay said, you should definitely watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're into game shows, and it's almost like Survivor mixed
Like
with
way more intense. And it's $4.6 million.
That
and that's the
surprised
most,
me.
I think that's the most amount any TV show has ever given.
Really.
So it's really hard, and so I've heard some people say that they were gonna like maybe sue because of like emotional, I don't know, damage.
What?
But it's like it's $4 million. They're gonna make it very hard, but it's good. You have to go watch it.
Yeah, I was shocked by that because, like you said, most shows like $1 million is the max that you can ever make or win. But yeah, $4 million, that is crazy. And isn't it like $4.5 million?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
yeah, and they've released I think 5 episodes
yeah,
so far, but by the time
next
this comes
4
out, the
are
next
today.
4, come out. So
we should be watching it.
yeah, we should. Should we just end the podcast?
Yeah.
And start watching Squid Games. Okay, cool. Should we talk about Spotify Wrapped?
Yes, it came out today before this podcast.
So, if you don't know what this is, at the end of the year, Spotify and I believe Apple Music does it as well. They kind of give you a summary of what it looked like throughout the year of your top artists, top songs. So I thought it'd be fun to go through ours.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you kick it off and just go to the last screen because it has
Okay,
them all there
okay.
for you.
Shall we start with my top artist?
Yeah.
So my last three actually go together. I mean, my top three.
Which are what?
Which number one is Lin-Manuel Miranda. Number two is Leslie Odom Jr., which if you don't know those two, they're both
In Hamilton.
They're in Hamilton. Lin-Manuel wrote Hamilton. And then number three is the original Broadway cast of Hamilton.
Oh my God.
So I listened to a lot of Hamilton this year. And that was my top three. And then Natalie Jane, which I actually don't even remember.
Who's that?
You know what? I probably know two of her songs, but I must have listened to those two songs a lot this year at the beginning. And then Noah Cyrus, which I listen to a lot of Noah Cyrus every year. I feel like I like her.
That's interesting. So my top artist, number one is Metro Boomin.
I've never heard.
He did the Spider Through the Spider-Verse. Is that right?
Into the Spider-Verse? I don't know.
Whatever the newest one, Into the Spider-Verse. He did the soundtrack.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse. There we go. He did the soundtrack for that.
And it's good.
It is so good. And my number two is Post Malone, which
That's
I think
good.
he's been in my top 5.
Yeah, you do have a poster up in your office of Post Malone.
I do like Posty. The next one is, I don't even know how to say his name right, but Bon Iver or Bon Iver.
Yes, he's good.
Yeah, I listen to him a lot. He's definitely one of my favorites. Number 4 is Revolution.
You went to their concert.
I went to their concert this year.
I was supposed to go, but I got sick.
And then my number 5 is Lin-Manuel.
Oh, yeah.
Probably from listening to Hamilton as well. So,
that's a good one. That's
yeah,
a good
I
list.
feel like that's a great list. My top genre was rap. What was yours top?
Broadway.
Oh my gosh.
Because I also listened to some Les Mis, Moulin Rouge, Phantom of the Opera, and my cousin actually introduced me to this Broadway play called Hades Town, and I listened to that a lot too. So
interesting. So that's it. That's our taste in music.
very different.
Yeah, it's very different. Rap to Broadway. Today's episode is sponsored by Why We Dream. It's been so cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome
to work with these clients that we have. Like, we're doing social media, email marketing, SMS marketing, running ads. I mean, you name it, producing podcasts. Like, it's been really awesome to just see it all come together. Because we've talked about it before on this podcast, but I was working in the corporate world as a chief marketing officer of a company, and the decision to leave was really hard for me because of the unknown, right? Because at the time we didn't have any clients or anything, right? It was just a dream that we had of, hey, we could probably make this work from home, produce our own podcast. Like, this was all just a theory at one point. It was a really scary thing to think about. So yeah, just thank you. If you're listening, you're one of our clients, thank you so much. If you're not one of our clients, consider working with us.
Yeah.
If you
yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't do anything. I just come on this podcast, but they have a really awesome team, and even if you ask my parents, they think they're all really great. So
So yeah, if you own a business or you want to build your own personal brand, right now is the best time to do it. And simply DM us on Instagram is probably the easiest way to get in contact with us. So just want to say thanks to our clients. So, okay, should we jump into Know It All?
Yep.
Let's do it. So I thought it would be fun to go through our Christmas list.
Okay.
And when you were a kid and your mom would come in and she'd have like a catalog from
Toys R Us,
Walmart, or Target or whatever, and she would say, okay, circle the ones that you want.
You circle all of them.
And then I would circle all of them, and then my mom would usually have to be like, well, put a star next to the ones you really want to narrow it down. So I thought it'd be fun to go through our Christmas list of what we're kind of hoping for this year. But before we do that, I just want to recommend or encourage all of you guys to shop small business this year. This time of year can honestly make or break a small business. Like for us with our small business, this was like huge. Like we had to have a really good Christmas in order to carry us until Mother's Day. So yeah, I would just, if you're putting together your Christmas list, put in some small business items in there as well. So Kay, why don't you kick us off?
Okay. Let me pull up my list.
Hopefully it's not too long.
Not too long. I keep seeing videos on TikTok of the Dyson stick vacuum. And has
The
like
wireless?
I don't know if it's wireless, but it has like a little light and you can see all like the stuff you missed, you know? And that's what I want.
A little light.
There's a light on the front, so like when you're vacuuming, you can see all like the dust and the hair, so you make sure you get it all.
Wow.
And I want that for Christmas.
Okay.
And I also want some Uggs. So the like.
You have Uggs.
I know they're slippers. I love them. I wear them all the time, but I want the like short ankle boots.
Okay.
And then I have a lot of shoes on my list, actually. Well, just 3. So I have.
Keep going.
I want some more Ons because my black ones I've had them for a long time and I love them and they're like torn to shreds. Okay. And the like bottom doesn't have grip anymore because I wear them so much.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we could probably manage some Ons.
Some socks. I got some Crocs at Disneyland and I want some like ankle high socks with cute little designs on it.
Okay. What else?
Some gift cards just for clothes.
Yep.
I want those Croc slipper sandal things. They're like look like sandals, but they've got like Sherpa material on the inside.
You want more Crocs?
Yeah, they're sandals. They don't look the same. They're like strap sandals, but they have like.
So you want Uggs and Crocs?
Yeah, you can always have a variety of shoes to wear. And Harry just gave me this idea because we've been going to Starbucks a lot ever since we did the taste testing for Jaden's basement. And I went today and it was $10 for mine and yours.
Oh, gosh.
And then I thought, well, I can't do this every day because $10, which those are smaller sizes. Normally we get big sizes. $10 a day for 30 days is $300 a month.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that math and came to this realization.
So Harry gave me the idea to just get a coffee machine and make my own at home.
You will never use it. You think you would use that?
Yeah, and you can make chai in it.
I won't ever use it.
I'll make it for you.
Okay. What kind of coffee maker?
You know, I don't know because I've never looked into it, but I'm sure I could get some good suggestions.
Okay. Is that your whole list?
Yes, that's it.
I was laughing because, like, our lists are so boring.
My friend just texted me, by the way, because she saw my story of my Hamilton, and she said tickets went on sale today.
Today?
Today.
I thought you had a hookup for us. What happened to that?
I don't know. I need to ask her.
Okay. Yeah, my Christmas list is so boring.
What is it?
I feel like you just hit an age where you just want, like, what's it called? Practical
Yes.
gifts?
Yeah.
Like, I want to get something that's just fun.
Okay, what is it?
But I couldn't think of something today. But I really need a wardrobe update. Mainly pants would be great.
Yes.
And I want some long sleeve shirts. I have like one.
Yeah.
So I always have to wear a short sleeve shirt and then a hoodie.
Why not just wear a hoodie? That's what I do.
I don't want to wear a hoodie. I just want to wear a long sleeve.
Okay.
Are you taking notes?
Yep. Actually, I do have a list going for you. I'm going to add that.
And then socks as well.
Oh, wow. Socks.
Which is so crazy. What do you mean?
I should show everyone your bin of socks.
You always pull my socks out of the washer, take one, and freaking throw it in the garbage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Because I never have two.
I'm gonna go grab your socks
No,
right this second.
not right now.
He literally has like a square bin of socks piled to the top.
Half them are freaking socks I don't want to wear. They're like socks that are this long.
Okay. Well, I get you socks every year, and I get you like 20 pairs every year.
That's what I'm saying. What do you do with them?
And you don't get rid of them, so they're
What do
all
you
in
do
your
with
bin.
them?
They're probably at the bottom because you don't make it to the
No.
bottom of your bin.
And that's probably the issue is you put my socks in this like plastic bin that sits on the ground in the closet.
That's because they won't fit anywhere else.
They would if you freed up some space.
No, there's no space to free up.
Okay. So that's one because I literally run out of socks every week.
Every week, I do
Yes.
laundry almost every day.
Okay. Next one is cologne.
Yes, I have that on my list for
I haven't
you.
really like worn cologne since probably high school.
I got you some, and you used to wear it.
Yeah.
You must not have liked it very much.
No.
Sorry.
It's okay. So I told Lindsay I want some like high end.
Yep,
I don't want no crappy $20 cologne.
I got you expensive cologne.
Wasn't that expensive?
It was. It was like $100.
No, it wasn't.
I bought it.
the gold
would
cologne.
know. The one that's in your bathroom right now, in our bathroom.
It's not there.
That black one.
What black one?
It's been sitting there for ages.
What?
Oh, okay.
What cologne
It's literally
is this?
just been sitting right next to your wood holder of all
And
your
there's
stuff.
a black cologne.
Yes.
How did I not know this?
You used to wear it.
No,
And then you just stopped.
I've only used the gold one.
Okay. I'll show it to you later. It's literally on top of the counter, right next to your deodorant.
Okay, I also love records,
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I need to write that down.
but that's not my Christmas.
Oh.
Well, all I want for Christmas is to have my record player out here. Because Lindsay tucked it away and now I don't use it.
In your office.
Yeah.
You spend time in your
But
office.
when it was in the living room, we used it all the time. Almost every day I played a record.
Well, now I need to... Okay, I think I have an idea. What if I move these shelves there and then I put your record player right there?
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
you.
easy.
And then my last one is shooting for the stars because it's very expensive. So if we hit the jackpot or something.
Hey, what is it?
The Sonos surround sound speakers.
Okay.
Because it'd be nice to have a sound bar. And then they have those stands that the speakers sit on.
I don't want stands behind
Where
the
else are we going to
couch.
put it?
You don't need
How do you
surround.
do surround sound in a place
You don't
like
need
this?
surround. Wait till we finish our basement and then you can get that.
Oh, no.
I'm not having speakers on stands behind my couch.
Why?
That's like bachelor pad style.
Oh, my gosh. Taylor, Megan, what do you guys think?
I'm gonna have to roll with Lindsay on this.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. You're agreeing with her?
That would look horrible, Jaden.
Have you seen them, though?
I already know. I don't want anything. I don't want any speakers. I don't care
Well-
how they look.
Ruin my Christmas, then.
Next year, after our basement's finished.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Your speakers would be right near in your kitchen.
Yeah.
No, they go right on the sides of the couch.
No, I don't like it.
I have to see some imagery.
Okay, well, TBD. That would be awesome. You know how much time we spend watching this thing and we use the TV speakers?
Yes. Presents I didn't put on my list.
Alrighty.
But I also would like, this is more for my dogs, but I want a grooming set. like a whole blow dryer. I want like a bar to put leashes on. I want like all the different.
So does that mean you're gonna start?
No, I'm not gonna start a business. I'm just gonna cut my own dog's hair. I already have to cut Silo's because he's high anxiety. Gets kicked out of all the groomers. He's gotten kicked out of at least 4 because he gets nervous and he tries to bite.
And they still charge us.
No, I just feel bad because of the hassle, so I just pay him anyway. Usually they offer that I don't have to pay him.
And then you pay?
Yes. But Millie is like a perfect angel at the groomer. They love her, but there is an illness going around with dogs, and now I'm nervous, so I'm just going to do them both by myself. So I want a whole grooming kit.
Yeah, you want an expensive one.
No.
Yes.
I'm for $120 for all of the stuff I need. That's nothing.
That's a lot.
We didn't even acknowledge the fact that me and Jaden are matching today, not on purpose.
That was a tangent.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Goodness. So, between us submissions.
Okay.
So, it's been a minute since we've done the submission, so we actually had some really good ones come in. So, first one's a easy submission, and they ask, "What's your greatest holiday memory?"
I feel like I had a lot of good traditions.
Same.
I feel like one that I always comes to mind is every year my family would deliver like groceries or like just presents for someone to like on someone's door, and we would just doorbell ditch them. And that's a good memory, I feel like.
Funny enough, that's what mine
Oh,
is.
really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we better start our own.
Yeah, because I remember there was someone in our neighborhood. We heard that the husband lost his job. And so we got gifts together and wrapped them. And then I remember me and my brothers, we ran up to the door, put them all on the doorstep, rang the doorbell, and ran and hid in the bushes. And they came outside and they're like, "What is this? Oh my gosh." And they bring all the presents inside, and then their son walked out, and I just remember him yelling, "Thank you, Santa."
Oh, that's cute.
And like that has stuck with me.
Yeah, I feel like
And I was really
that kind of
young.
stuff sticks with you. I feel like
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like I don't remember presents I got or things like that, but you remember those types of things.
Yeah. And like my family always made Christmas Eve really special, I felt like.
Yeah.
Like we would always read a book on Christmas Eve. And then my mom had something called the Jesus stocking. And what you would do is you would write your gift to Jesus and put it in the stocking. And it's something you would like commit yourself to until the following Christmas. And then you'd be able to see if you stuck to it. And I liked that. I thought it was
it's a good
cool.
idea.
And so my mom's changed it now and called it the Royce stocking. And now we give gifts to Royce.
Yeah, it's cute.
Which is really cute. So let's move on before I get all emotional. Okay. Balancing, this is the next submission. Balancing work and parenting is overwhelming sometimes. How do you manage your professional and personal life, especially as parents?
I definitely think it's a lot of give and take for sure, with your spouse. Because, I mean, we both were working at one point, but I was staying home more. But now I just get to hang out with Fletch all day, which I love, actually. And then usually, but also I feel like we kind of share responsibilities. Like, for instance, I put Fletcher down in the evenings and Jaden will get him up in the morning. So we don't feel like one or the other is like doing more per se than the other. But I also like am aware that Jaden works, a lot. And like being a mom also is a lot of work as well. And so we're both basically working. So we cook dinner together. We kind of share those types of loads. So I feel like that's been helpful and not feeling like one person's doing more than the other,
Yeah, I think so too. I think finding ways to balance the work of parenting and work has been
because
really
like
helpful.
for Jaden, I can help him by taking care of Fletcher so we don't have to like pay for someone to take care of him, you know, and I can also at least get laundry and those types of things done, which I know if like two people work, they kind of have to split that up.
Yeah.
Maybe on the weekends or after work, but I just feel like that's a way for us at least to kind of like, I feel like you're working, you know, to make money, and I'm kind of supporting you so you don't have to worry about other things at home.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. And I think this is something that was like a key point for me of why I wanted to start Why We Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because it was like eye-opening to me that I would go to work, you know, be there at 9, get home around 6, eat dinner at 7, and then Fletcher would go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, this is not the life that I want.
Yeah.
You know, because seeing Fletcher for an hour a day is just not going to cut it for me. And I think that comes from losing Royce. And like, I've realized that there's nothing more important than just time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's been awesome. Yeah, we work from here. We work at our house. So I'm able to see Fletcher, and I'm able to like just be home,
Mm-hmm.
which has been very, very nice.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not for everybody, but I
Yep.
mean, you just make it work how you can.
Yep. So, yeah, I think just finding ways to just find that balance,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, okay. Next submission is I've struggled with anxiety for years, and I recently started therapy. It's tough, but I'm learning a lot about myself. Have you ever had a mental health journey that changed your perspective on life? How did you navigate it?
Yeah, so I feel like we both did,
Definitely.
especially after Royce passed away. I feel like different though. Like I was more so dealing with pretty bad depression. I was also diagnosed with anxiety and insomnia, which surprised me. But I feel like you've dealt mostly with anxiety.
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like my anxiety got to a really unhealthy point last year, where I wasn't able to really manage it. Like I was just in fear of everything, you know. And my anxiety has gone through some like different stages, which has been weird. So, you know, I had like a little health scare 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we thought it was a heart attack, and the doctors thought it was maybe
Myocarditis.
carditis from the vaccine. Like there was just a lot of unknowns, which was the scariest thing. And I was in so much pain for so long. Like I wasn't even able to function because of the amount of pain I was in during that time. And because of that, it caused some like health anxiety, and like I started really fearing that every little thing was my time. It was a sign of I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I would get a sharp pain in my chest. I'm like, well, this is it, you know, or I'd get a headache and I'd be like, well, I have a brain tumor. I'm going to die. Right. And like, I just kind of started really fearing about my health, and like, it was debilitating, I would honestly say. Is that the right word?
Debilitating, yeah. It's close.
Cut
Debilitating.
that. Yes, cut that. Debilitating.
Yes, and I feel like that, as well as you just have fear of like losing others, which I feel like is just natural, but especially after losing someone so close, especially a child. I feel like that's just, you think that, you know, I think I've mentioned this before, but like after my brother passed away, I was like, something like this will never happen to me again, because I've already experienced something like that. But it did. And so then it was almost like, well, now anyone that I know and love could just die at any moment. And you know, that was kind of like an eye-opening, like, that was kind of like it was kind of like a questioning God type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Which we already talked about, but, I just felt like it just heightens your fear of like losing somebody.
Yeah. I think you said it perfectly, because that's exactly how I felt. Was like I had such a belief that God wouldn't do that as long as I was serving him and worshiping him. And so after that, yeah, I was like, holy crap, like everything's on the table, right? Is that the saying? Nothing's on the table.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Cool.
I've never heard that saying before.
Anyways, so yeah, like it just made me realize like you could die
Yeah.
and I could die
Yeah.
and my mom could die, and it just was like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like it scared me a lot. And I used to think like if anyone died right now, I don't think I'd be able to continue like with my own life because of just how much turmoil that put me in. And it was weird because I was really fearful of, every little thing. Like, and I'm much better now, but I would say like a year ago or maybe even 2 years ago, like I would die 1,000 times every day in my head.
Yeah.
Like, and you would die 1,000 times every day in my head, which is like so mentally draining, right? Like I'd be driving and I'd think, oh, this car is going to veer and I'm going to die. And my mind, it wasn't just the thought, which was the worst part. It was, I would live through it, right? My mind would go to a place where it felt as real as if it actually did happen. And then my mind would even go further, and it would like go through my funeral, and it would go through the aftermath of you trying to figure that out. And like, it was just so exhausting. Like it was a very unhealthy, mentally time in my life, and therapy definitely helped with that, I would say. The biggest thing for me is just finding the right therapist is the hardest part.
Yeah.
But even when I felt like it wasn't the right therapist, it was still a net positive, right? So I think no matter what, go to therapy, right? Even if it's not the right person, go find someone else, but it's not a net negative, I don't think. And I would say today, yeah, like I still have those feelings of anxiety, and like my perspective has changed a lot, though. I would say that that's made it much, much better, where I've trained my mind to, anytime those thoughts come up of, hey, Lindsay just left the house. Oh, wow, what if she dies? I've trained my thoughts to, switch and think about, no, we're fine. Everything's fine right now. And just coaching my mind has been really helpful.
Yeah.
So, and the biggest thing for me when it comes to therapy is just learning actual like things you can do instead of just talking about my thoughts.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted the therapist, and that was kind of my issue with some of them, is I wanted my therapist to say, if I'm in this moment, I'm on the plane, there's turbulence, what do I do in that moment to reduce my anxiety? And those tactics were the most helpful things that I took from therapy.
Yeah, because you can talk to anybody about your problems that you're having, but I feel like you need ways to solve the issues that you're having.
Yep.
And I'm like, for me, I went to therapy because I was struggling, and I kind of knew that I was dealing with depression, but I just didn't want to like admit it to myself, I guess. So she actually like said the words like, you have clinical depression. And for some reason I already knew, but it just like hit me really hard because I just didn't want it to be true. And so, but I feel like it was good in that sense, because then I was able to get like further help, I guess you could say, because then I did wind up getting on medication, which before I was like really against, which I feel like a lot of people are, because it's kind of scary. People think that you could get like addicted, or you just become a different person, or your personality like changes. So I told my therapist, like, I don't want to get on medication. But I got to a point where like she did as much as she could for me, and I was still struggling, And so I feel like that's changed my perspective, because people will say like, oh, you can cure depression by exercising more or sleeping more or eating better or doing all these things. But it's like, I had insomnia. I wasn't sleeping. I have always been consistent in working out. Yeah. And so those things weren't things that were were solving my issues. So I just feel like it changed my perspective on medication, I guess, and just the fact that depression makes it hard to do anything. So it's like when you have depression, like you don't feel like getting up and going and working out or like doing these things. So it's like you need a little bit of a push to like even do those things. So I just feel like it's changed my perspective on depression in general and just medication to like help you through those types of things if you need it.
Yeah. And I think you just saying that could help tons of people.
Yeah.
Like sometimes therapy isn't enough.
Yeah.
And that's okay to say that, I think. And don't be scared of medication.
Yeah.
Like they've refined it and studied it so much to this point now where they can literally do a blood test and match you to the perfect antidepressant for you.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's really important is just be open to all the tools available to you to overcome these things, because you don't need to suffer. Right? I think we sometimes just keep suffering, right? Because we're not willing to admit it or ask for help. So yeah, do therapy. I think medication is great. I don't know why there's such a stigma, but and then just be aware of what is going on with yourself, I think is another big thing. So anything else?
No, I think that was it.
Okay, awesome. This next one, I'm in a relationship that's hit a rough patch. We're trying to work things out, but it's hard. Have you faced challenges in your relationship, and how did you overcome them? Any advice for keeping a relationship strong?
I mean, I feel like anyone may be lying if they say they
Yeah,
haven't had
exactly.
struggles in their relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've definitely had our struggles. It's usually just because I honestly feel like it's a lot of times the way you were raised and just like the way you're used to living, and then you are all of a sudden in a relationship that lived with someone that lived completely different than you, and so then you're trying to like mesh those together, and it can be difficult to compromise. It could be difficult to like me understand what Jaden's thinking and have Jaden understand what I'm thinking, because we both feel like we're being rational, but the other person thinks we're being irrational, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like we actually did go to couples therapy, and it was very helpful. I mean, she didn't really think that we needed it.
Pretty much told us not to come back.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was still helpful because we were able to find ways to like deal with conflict, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And so it was really helpful, and I just feel like one of the things that is helpful for Jaden and I is just not like dwelling on the things that we're disagreeing about. Like once we solve the problem, we move past it and we don't try and go back to it.
Yeah, something that I took away from it was like, don't assume that the other person should just understand what you're thinking or feeling.
Right.
Right? It's like, and also understand how the other person is thinking and feeling, right?
Yeah.
So it's that two-part where I shouldn't expect you to fully understand and think the same way I do, right? But also I should seek out and try to put myself in your shoes in those situations of like, maybe she doesn't want to talk about it right now. Maybe I should tone it down and give her some time. Like, I think just being open and understanding to those different strategies definitely helps.
And I felt like that was the main reason we went to therapy, was because it wasn't necessarily like a specific conflict. It was the way both of us were dealing with the conflict, because I'm a person that will usually shut down and I don't want to talk about it until I'm cooled down. I don't want to get in an argument, but Jaden would rather solve it right that second. And so both of those don't go well together.
Yep.
And so we had to just try and figure out a way to resolve conflicts that worked for both of us.
Yep. So maybe start with that. Couples therapy might open a lot of, or break down a lot of barriers that you guys may have, so that you can have those open and honest conversations with each other. Okay. Last submission. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. In my relationship, we struggle with having different levels of sexual desire.
Okay.
It sometimes causes tension between us. Do you have any advice on how to handle mismatched libidos while maintaining a healthy and satisfying sexual relationship?
That's a good question.
Yep.
I feel like It kind of, I feel like it's a lot of compromise. Like, obviously, I feel like, for sure. Because I feel like if you're the person that has, like, a higher libido or whatever, you can't just expect your partner to, like, just want to have sex all the time.
I
But
see.
other way around as well, like, if you're a person that's lower, like, you kind of have to give and take a little bit. Like, you know, you kind of have to understand that maybe your partner likes to have sex a little bit more often, and maybe you could sacrifice a little bit. But still don't do it like all the time, but still enough that like satisfies your partner.
Yeah, I think it's like how important is it to your partner is important as well. I
Yeah.
think like if that is something really important to them, then you should make it a priority, just like a love language, I feel like, right? But that doesn't mean you have
to
be
like make yourself uncomfortable and like
yeah.
to satisfy your partner, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think because no one likes to be turned down.
Right, yeah. That
Right.
doesn't feel good.
Like, no husband or wife likes to say, you want to sort the mail.
Jaded.
What? And have the other person be like,
No.
no. Because then it's not just they don't want to do it. It's like you feel personally like, oh, do they not love me anymore?
Right.
Do they not desire me anymore? Do they not find me attractive? And I just think like you have to be aware of that. That like if you're not in the mood, then I don't know, maybe say not today, but tomorrow. I don't know,
Right.
so that they know like, oh, you still want to, but maybe just not right now.
Right, and maybe also just explain to them like it has nothing to do with you, you know? Like I just don't want to, you know? Like don't take that as like I don't love you or I'm not attracted. I just don't feel like it, you know?
Yep. I don't know. I just think having open conversations,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like avoiding that tension of like, ugh, no, I don't want to, you know,
Yeah.
because then the other person is going to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
And also the other person needs to understand that the desire is different. So there needs to be some balance there.
Yeah, so I feel like just communicating about it would help.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to say something
Nope.
else.
That's it.
Alrighty, that's it. So we'll move on to settle our debate. And I feel like I've been bringing these heavy debates. We talked about the drive-through.
Yes, I have one, but I already know that people are probably not going to take my side, but that's okay.
Let's go.
So I do the laundry at our house.
Yes,
And
thank
so
you.
since I do the laundry, I get to do it the way that I want to do it. Yes,
Okay.
that's the truth.
Okay.
Otherwise, Jaden would do it. And I don't like to take the time to separate because I like to do a load a day so that I'm not like spending all day one day doing laundry. So I like to just do one load, then I don't have as much to like fold
You
and
are
put away.
hedging way too
Anyway,
much.
so
So
okay.
started with this week's debate.
This week's debate is
Restart.
no, I'm just gonna keep going.
This is for the reels though.
So this week's debate is: do you sort your laundry with like darks, colors, whites, or do you just put it all in the washing machine? Because I don't like to sort the laundry.
Oh, Lindsay.
So Jaden, it's actually really funny but that's the thing, like I don't wear a lot of white, but Jaden wears white shirts. And he wears like white socks and white hats and stuff like that. So it was funny because we were out of town and he's like, I'm wearing like 50 shades of white because some of his shirts are gray.
Some are gray. Some have a little blue tint to them. Like, and that's why you separate them.
I know, but to me, I'm like, I wear white like to the gym
so it's
and stuff.
only because it doesn't affect you?
It doesn't affect my laundry.
Oh, Lindsay.
So I...
All right, if you're watching this right now, you better put in the comments. I know what you're all thinking, and I want
And they're all going to say, Jane, just do your own laundry.
That's not the debate. The debate is every
I know,
week,
my mom will be like, what? I taught you better than that. But
should you separate your darks from your lights when doing the laundry?
yes, I already know the answer, but I want to see
So-
what other people do.
I would love to get some new white shirts
and keep them separate.
and ask you to please wash the darks and whites.
The problem is, I
separate.
just feel like there's not enough whites, and so I just feel bad only putting like 5 white things in the laundry.
Why?
I don't know.
It knows the weight and it calculates.
I know, and it's just an extra load that I don't want to do.
All right, let's see how this ends up for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it, y'all.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much. Seriously, if you watch this every week, we can't thank you enough. This, you're literally making our dreams come true by just simply watching this. And if this is your first time watching, we ask that you subscribe and continue to follow along with this. So the new year is coming up, so there might be some changes coming to the channel. I don't know yet. Nothing's solidified, so let's wait. But yeah, this has been really awesome to just sit here and do this with you.
Yeah, it's fun.
So fun. Okay, tune in next week for the next episode of Between Us. Thank you, guys.